You're gonna walk around my police vehicle,
Yep.
and I just watch you walk over to my driver's door.
And I have every right. It's called the plain view doctrine, sir.
Yeah, but you can't touch my police vehicle.
I didn't touch your police vehicle, sir.
Hands behind your back, please.
I didn't say nothing to nobody, sir.
There you go.
Listen,
What
look
is
at
your
this.
vehicle?
Look at this. That's the rules and regulations saying I can't record, sir. You didn't. You skipped.
You're not.
I was just trying to show you.
Watch how fast this escalates. The auditor standing on a public sidewalk filming a parked police car. Officer immediately tries to flip this into a crime by claiming the auditor touched his vehicle. That's a red flag right there, because touching alone isn't a crime, and the auditor never actually makes contact. Watch the wording. The officer says, "I just watched you walk over to my driver door," but physical interference requires actual physical act. This is where officers play word games to manufacture probable cause. Why it matters: if they can invent contact, they can invent any crime. Thanks to James Madison Audits and Kansas City Accountability for letting us cover and break down this police audit. Make sure to subscribe to their channels and like their videos. Their links is in the description below.
Hi, how you doing? Officer Shadell, Daytona Beach Police Department. I need your driver's license.
No, sir. I have not committed a crime.
Okay, you're gonna walk around my police vehicle,
Yep.
and I just watch you walk over to my driver's door.
And I have every right. It's called the plain view doctrine, sir.
Yeah, but you can't touch my police
I
vehicle.
didn't touch your police vehicle, sir. I can film inside it.
You can't touch my police.
I didn't touch it. You parked on the sidewalk, sir. You are blocking the sidewalk. You are breaking the law yourself right now.
I'm on a call.
Go right. Put your lights on. Park in there. Park in the parking lot. You're not getting my
You're
driver's
interfering in my
license.
investigation now.
Oh, now I'm interfering.
You
Why?
caused me to walk over here to take for my investigation.
Interference is a physical act, sir.
Identification, please.
No, sir.
Identification one more time, please.
No, sir.
Hands behind your back, please. You have identification on you. You're not identify yourself. Suspicion of I would need to conduct an investigation over here for trespassing. Come over and distract me from my job.
Well, you doctors, if you every night you're going to get inside your car and public doctor.
Yep.
That's what I did.
And then you wanted to go around and my call.
I have every right to film inside that car. Every right.
Now when you're using my call, who are you?
Interference
What are you
is
doing
a physical act.
on this call? Yes. Because I'm doing an investigation over here to this gentleman, and you want to interfere with my investigation on this gentleman's property trespassing.
Interference is a physical act. The court has already ruled. It's an illegal act. That is like my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent.
Okay.
Now, watch the pivot. The officer suddenly claims the auditor is interfering with an investigation. But listen, he never once says what that investigation is, or how filming from a sidewalk obstructs it. That's because interference requires more than just observing. The officer demands ID. Auditor refuses, legally, because Florida's stop and identify only applies if they have reasonable suspicion you committed a crime. So far, nothing. No lights, no detention authority, just ego. This is how innocent people get jammed up. Officers treating "I'm on a call" like it's a magic shield.
You are over here. I have no problem with you filming in the vehicle. I already watched you. Start walking around the vehicle and then starting to attempt to touch the vehicle.
No, it's not.
I want to touch on the side, I want to touch on the side. And when he's alerted me that you're on this side, that takes me away from my investigation over here. So therefore, you need me on this call to deal with you doing my vehicle.
Interference is physical act.
No. No, it's not. And you're further interfering with the investigation of who you are and what you're doing
901
here by not identifying yourself.
901 reason why people with petition I committed a crime. I have not committed a crime. I have not interfered in the investigation.
That's the wrong statute.
It's not. 901
That's stop and frisk.
Stop and frisk. Yeah. You
That's
don't
not
have
what we're
anything.
doing.
Yes, it is. You detained me without reasonable execution of a Fifth Amendment.
No. You're over here. You want to touch my vehicle, that's when I draw a line.
Never touched it.
You did.
I walked in
No, it's not.
It
You
is.
touched the vehicle on call at this
no
address.
lights on, no nothing. You could have pulled in there, you could have pulled in over there, but no, you said fuck it, I'll block the sidewalk. Fuck it.
Okay, so this is how you want to play it?
Yep.
Okay.
Take me to. Spread your feet. Spread your feet.
And here's the real tell. Officer says the auditor came over here and started touching the vehicle. We already know that's false. Then admits, I have no problem with you filming. So if filming's fine, what's the crime? Nothing. But instead of de-escalating, he handcuffs. No RS, no PC, just retaliation for asking questions. This is exactly how rights die, one manufactured detention at a time. If you were watching this unfold, would you know when to comply and when to hold your ground? That's the line every citizen needs to understand. What starts as a simple passport inquiry inside a public post office lobby is about to turn into an unlawful seizure. The auditor walks in, camera rolling, and immediately draws the attention of an employee. Watch how she frames her discomfort as a rule. She claims a customer was getting uncomfortable because of the recording. That's the trick. They try to turn your constitutional right into their reason to call 911. But here's the thing. Feelings don't override the First Amendment. When the first officer arrives, the stage is set for a complete misunderstanding of the law to play out in real time.
Oh, and we got the police pulling up. Hey, how's it going there, officer? What's
How
your
you
name?
doing?
What's your name and your badge number?
Officer Bush, 4680.
Thank you so much for being professional. What's your name and badge number,
Officer
sir?
Hines, 04918.
Thank you so much for being professional.
I asked the young man if he needed anything when I realized that he was reporting my customers, and I'm like, I don't appreciate that. If it's anything I can help you with, go ahead and let me know what you need. And he just continued recording. And the young lady that was sitting over here in line queue, she was getting uncomfortable, you know, when they're customers. And
Totally
so that's not
understandable.
okay. It's not appropriate. So please can you leave the property?
Okay.
Since you are not conducting any postal business. So he refused to do so.
Okay,
I
well,
felt the need for you guys to come on by.
sounds like you need to leave the property or we're going to take you to jail.
Well, come over here. Over here.
Until you guys what you do.
Okay. Watch this. Over here. This is.
Are you willing to press charges?
Listen.
If we
is
have
illegal.
to, yes,
Okay.
sir.
Check this out.
Excellent.
We,
All right.
you know, we can't have
Can we get a
anything on the
supervisor?
property.
Can we
We
get
can
a.
talk outside.
No, right here. Listen, no. This is poster 7. This is the rules and
But she
regulations.
said you're not conducting any postal business.
Listen to me, sir.
Okay, let's talk outside.
But this is the rule.
Come on. There you go.
Listen,
What
look
is
at
your
this.
vehicle?
Look at this. That's the rules and regulations saying I can't record, sir. You didn't just
But you're not.
I was just
you're
trying
not
to show.
conducting
I did. I asked him for a passport. I left and gave the lady her own personal space.
That's not what
you
you
just
told us.
grabbed my arm. I
Yes,
got
I did.
everything on camera. Can we
Yes,
get a
so do I.
supervisor? Can we get a supervisor?
Officer Bush arrives and immediately defaults to the employee's narrative, telling the auditor, "Sounds like you need to leave or we're going to take you to jail." The auditor points to the public Poster 7 rules, which explicitly allow photography in the lobbies. This is where officers make their first mistake. Instead of verifying the law, they trust the employee's policy claim. And then it happens. The grab. The officer puts his hands on the auditor to physically move him, but detention requires reasonable suspicion of a crime. Asking for a passport and leaving isn't a crime, so why the grab? That's ego, not law enforcement.
Right here, please.
Well,
Please.
you need to leave.
This is public property.
No,
That's
it's
a
not.
lobby.
No, it is not. This
Listen,
is a
Post
private
office is
business.
actually a private entity. I know it says United States Postal Service, but it's actually a private entity.
You were told to leave. You did not leave.
Listen real quick, sir.
Are you refusing to leave now?
I'll under threat of arrest, I'll leave. But listen,
Okay, good.
But
Go.
listen, there's a Poster 7 in there that says I have the. Just go look, sir. Can you please go look?
But here's the one thing I do know. I understand if this was a government building. I understand if this was a police station. I understand all that on a government building. Yes.
And one more thing, sir. You know, right now I'm doing a protected activity.
No,
First Amendment,
but-
freedom of the press. This is freedom of
You've
the
been
press.
told to leave. You refuse to leave.
That was our first time ever saying to leave, sir. I got everything on camera.
Right, but the United States Postal Service actually is a private entity. It's not. I understand it says government, United States Postal Service, but it's actually a private entity.
Okay.
So it's not like.
And can we get a supervisor, please? I'm gonna go stand on the sidewalk,
We've
but.
got a supervisor in the room.
And I'm gonna go stand on the sidewalk because you did tell me to leave. But when I go stand on the sidewalk, can you please? That's the rules and regulations of postal property. There's a section for photos and photography. Can you please read that? It says I can take it in the foyer, lobbies, entrances.
Okay.
It's right there. I'm gonna go stand there. We're gonna wait on your supervisor,
Okay.
and they're gonna let you guys know. Wow, man, you put your hands on me. That's an assault, man. If I haven't committed a crime, you can't walk me out. You can't put your hands on nobody. Ooh, buddy. Ooh, buddy.
After being pulled out, the auditor holds his ground, waiting for his supervisor. This is smart. One officer tries a new angle, claiming the post office is a private entity, not a government building. That's a blatant misdirection. While the USPS operates like a business, its lobbies are traditional public forums for postal business, and recording is protected. The auditor doesn't buy it. He correctly identifies the assault, "You put your hands on me," and knows his rights haven't changed just because they want him gone. The tension peaks as we wait to see if the supervisor will double down or correct the mistake.
How you doing, sir? You Sergeant?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sergeant Gerner, how may I help you?
Hey, can I get your name and badge number of close just for the record?
My name? I just told you. My name
I
is
couldn't hear with the
I'm
wind.
Sergeant Gerner. My badge number is 4944, serial number.
Yes, sir. I came in here today just to kind of get some public information. I know I have every right to record in here. It's actually have a Poster 7 in there with the rules and regulations on postal property, saying that photos and photography may be taken in the lobbies, foyers, and corridors.
Okay.
Clear as day. Right when I walked in, the lady she triggered the issue. She said, "Hey, what are you doing here?" I said, "I'm just recording." She's like, "Well, you can't record here. You can't record my customers." She said, "This lady do not want to be recorded." The lady didn't even say nothing yet. But I even left the building just to give the lady her privacy,
Okay.
which I really don't even have. I didn't have to do that.
Okay.
Anything I see in public, I can record. That was just a little lobby. I wasn't going to be in there that long. Look how little it is. There's nothing in there.
Okay.
But I did ask them for a passport. They let me know I have to go to another building. I couldn't even get public information to ask them. I'm just documenting as I'm handling my business. These gentlemen, I forget his name, but he actually grabbed me and pulled me out the office. Not even letting me show him the rules and regulations on postal property. This is a First Amendment protected activity. You cannot turn that into a crime. You and the postal people took an oath to uphold the Constitution. And you pulled me out the building, sir, when I'm telling you I have the right to do
Because
so.
you weren't leaving when you were told to
I
leave.
don't have to leave. They can't make me leave just because I got a black shirt on. I have to commit a crime for you to make me leave this property.
They ask you to leave. You
They
refuse
can't
leave,
just
that's
ask
a crime.
me to
It's called
leave.
trespassing.
No, it's not. That's not a trespass work, sir. If I'm at the police department You can't just say, hey, leave. I have to commit some type of crime.
Or if you're causing the disturbance,
I didn't
making
cause it.
people feel uncomfortable.
I didn't.
That's another
Come on,
other
Sarge.
situation.
Come on, Sarge. Now, I'm not making nobody uncomfortable by recording. You can't turn protected activity
On that,
into a crime.
You're absolutely right. You can record anybody you want.
And I didn't
You're
say
not
nothing.
Interfering with anybody's
I'm not
work or anything like that.
They came out to me.
Okay. All right.
It's a little lobby, sorry. Once you walk in there, you see it's little. It's nothing too much you can do or say. I just had a couple questions. I was in there 20 seconds and the lady ran out to me. 20 seconds.
You got that on your phone?
I got that. See, the lady was outside. She was outside getting something out somebody's car. So when I walked in, she came in right behind me and was like, hey, what are you doing? You can't record. So, and what's your name again? Your name and badge number?
Officer Bush, 4680.
Bush put his hands on me and pulled me out the office.
Yes, it did. Because you refused
They
to
wanted
leave
you
when I
to
told
leave,
you.
but I'm going to go talk. I haven't talked to the manager, so I'm going to go.
Okay. And you gotta let him know, just because they want me to leave minus a crime, that you can't do that.
Trespassing is a crime.
Trespassing is a crime, but I wasn't trespassing. You gotta commit a crime first.
Sergeant Jerry arrives and the dynamic shifts. The auditor calmly explains the situation. He asked for a passport, left to give a customer space, and was still grabbed. The sergeant listens. He even agrees with the core principle. You're absolutely right. You can record anybody. This is the accountability moment we wait for. He diffuses the situation by acknowledging the auditor's right to be there. He explains the gray area, that making customers uncomfortable could fall under disorderly conduct rules, but he's not pushing it. The threat of arrest evaporates because the supervisor knows the law won't back up his officer's actions.
Was you able to see poster 7?
Say again?
Was you able to see the rules and regulations on the wall?
Did you also see the rules about disorderly conduct and if you're impeding customers doing
I didn't
business?
say nothing to nobody, sir. Right when I walked in, the lady she came outside. So right when I came in, she came right behind me. I didn't even know who she was. She just started talking to me. She could have been a customer. I don't know. Once I noticed that the lady was really just uncomfortable, I went outside so she could handle her business. And then just came back, and I only hung around because they said they was calling you guys.
Right now you're on sidewalk anyway. You're on public property. And here's the deal: in that foyer is public property. You're correct about that. But the issue is when you're making customers uncomfortable. That's a prohibited act, which is on that rules and regulations. If you're impeding any business, any customers doing business, that's a prohibited act. That's on that rules and regulations.
This is a First Amendment protected activity. You cannot turn a First Amendment protected activity into a crime. That's public property. I'm not saying nothing. I can record. Your feelings don't overrule my constitutional right. So if you're uncomfortable with me recording you and we're in public, you go to Disneyland with Disneyland with your kids and you about to take a picture. You gonna make everybody behind you sign a waiver? They uncomfortable being on your...
Let me read the actual word.
Come on, Sergeant. Come on, get them. This is public. This is public
You're right,
property.
it is a public building, but if you're making people uncomfortable, I'll read this to you so you can get it all on your disorderly conduct.
I'm not impeding,
that
but
creates loud or unusual noise, or which impedes entrance or departure to post offices, or otherwise obstructs the usual use of
I didn't do none of that.
foyers, corridors,
I didn't do none of that.
elevators, stairways,
None of that.
parking lots, or which otherwise tend to impede or disturb the public.
I didn't do none of that.
You just said in your own words that you made that gal uncomfortable.
I didn't do none of that.
Which is their right to do, in order to ensure that the post office operates as well as it can. Now you're out here, you can record all you want. We can't keep you from going back in there now once we leave. But again, if you continue to do the acts that make people uncomfortable, make the workers and make the public in general uncomfortable when they go in there to conduct their business, I'm sure we're going to be called back out here. And then we'll call the postal inspector and have them come and take care of this.
Okay. And again, one more thing, you guys.
So we already have his info?
No, we've not.
You just want to give it? Do you want to provide us your information?
Am I obligated? Okay. So can I go back in there?
It's only fair since you got all our information.
You're public. You're a public servant. I'm private.
Back on sidewalk.
He said I can go back in there. He said he finna leave.
The auditor is now free on the sidewalk, the public forum he was entitled to be in all along. The The supervisor's parting shot is a warning about future calls, but the immediate crisis is over. The win here isn't an apology, it's the fact that the auditor knew his rights well enough to force a supervisor to uphold them. The lesson? If that first officer's grab had gone unchallenged, it would have been a successful Fourth Amendment violation. So here's your question for the comments. If this happened to you, would you know to wait for the supervisor, or would you just leave and forfeit your rights?